how to naturally increase your progesterone levels. And this is part one. So this is no supplements, nothing crazy. This is all just some basic, simple lifestyle, nutritional kind of shifts that can really go a long way to help regulate our cycles, help reduce PMDD symptoms, make our periods not quite as heavy, reduce a lot of the mood swings and the cramping and the headaches and the migraines and all of these things that can be very impactful leading up to our cycle, including spotting or that brown blood that'll often come out when we before we start our period or at the very beginning for many women, and these are signs of low progesterone. So simple basic things you can do. So the number one thing you can do is reduce stress and regulate your cortisol levels. So progesterone and cortisol have a direct connection, and they are the opposite. So as cortisol goes up, which is a stress hormone, progesterone goes down. So if you live a crazy stressful life, like that is the number one thing that I would look at. I would look at your morning routine. Are you having coffee in the morning? Are you eating breakfast in the morning? What is going on in your life in the morning? And can you give yourself a little bit of space to allow your body to wake up a little bit more naturally, let your cortisol levels rise naturally as they're supposed to? And then in the evening, what are you doing to help reduce your cortisol levels and help get your body ready for really good sleep? And sleep is another thing that goes a really, really long way. If you have poor sleep, whether that's trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, poor sleep quality, just overall, that will naturally lower your progesterone levels. So good quality sleep goes a super, super long way. Are you working out? Is your workouts appropriate for you and the total level of stress going on in your body? Being overweight and moving too much or too little can have a negative impact on progesterone. So we want the right dosage for us, and that's going to be different for every person. Right dosage of movement for us. That is not going to contribute to more stress, but help us manage stress. Strength training in particular is very helpful for regulating hormones and also regulating blood sugar, which leads me to the next one, which is regulating your blood sugar. This goes a really long way. Definitely start, if you're new to this, like start nutritional. Eat breakfast. Eat a protein-rich, like at least 20 or 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Have a good amount of fat at breakfast. That will help stabilize your blood sugar for the entire rest of the day. For us in our practice, we will often recommend protein, then veggies. However, there is science to back both. Veggies, then protein, protein, then veggies to help regulate blood sugar. Either one will work. Figure out what's best for you and your body. Liver support. Support your liver. This is going to help with estrogen metabolism to help balance the estrogen to progesterone levels. Castor oil packs, Epsom salt baths, dry brushing, rebounding, doing some manual lymphatic work. This can all go a really, really long way. The last thing is seed cycling. If you're not familiar with seed cycling, there are some instructions down in the comments, so be sure to go read the comment and or the caption, and there are some additional instructions on that. But that's a really simple way from a nutritional standpoint to help balance both estrogen and progesterone levels in a very natural way. It does take a couple months to see a difference, so give it at least 2 to 3 months before you give up. If you feel like it's not working, it does take some time. Start here and be sure to like and follow. Stay tuned for part 2, where I dig a little bit deeper into some supplementation and some other things that you can do to help naturally support your progesterone levels and overall hormone balance overall.